And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the Long Dark, where in the last part we pretty much completed our trade request. So it's now time to go pick up what we need to complete that. Well, to pick up the trade, basically. Got nothing in the drying box, so we can go grab stuff to put in there as well. Let's see how bad the weather is by stepping outside. Late afternoon, so other than being a bit windy, it's not that bad. So we've got a bunch of stuff that... Oh, I should drop this off before I leave. I got a bear hide on my inventory that I forgot to drop the last episode. So we're gonna head back down. We're gonna pick up the trade stuff so that we can next Aurora arrange for another trade. And then we're gonna pick up our crafting ingredients, so on. What's that? Quality of that pry bar. Much better quality pry bar. Okay. We'll do a pry bar swap. The lower quality pry bar behind. Pry bar quality doesn't really matter when you're opening things with it. But if you're opening ice, after a while it'll wear out. You don't think you can fix the pry bar? You might be able to fix the pry bar. It's one reason why people, I think, prefer the heavy hammer, is because you can repair the heavy hammer. I might have enough heavy hammers to drop everywhere we would want one, then still have a spare one for fishing. Not sure about that, though. And plotting a course for the island. And then we'll just let the auto walkers out there. So yeah, the stream has had moments that are not as chill as I'd planned. I'd planned this stream to be a chill fishing stream. And to a greater or lesser extent, we completed all those fishing objectives. We killed the bear. We did our fishing. We harvested the bear. So we've completed the trade because that required, what, 30 kilograms of water, 20 kilograms of any meat, 40 kilograms of fish. So we've done all that. So now we're just doing the follow-up, which is we've got stuff to replace our rabbit mitts, so we want to do that. Probably should go ahead and grab a 5th arrow. During the last expedition, we lost an arrow. Yeah, we lost an arrow, so I'm down to 4, and I'd rather be walking around with 5 than 4. And we get a whole bunch of other sort of crafting objectives done. And then we'll be ready to go out exploring in the beginning of the next stream. But yeah, so basically I've got 30 to 40 minutes to get done. Everything else I want to get done before we go exploring. And then the next stream, I haven't decided whether we're going to go out to HRV or Broken Railroad. If it wasn't that I record these in batches of 4, I would tell you now, tell me where you'd like to see me go, but if you're watching this, I've hopefully either been told which way to go, or I've made the decision myself, because I have probably, if I'm following the normal schedule, I will have recorded the next part, if you're watching on YouTube, last night. So if you're in the comments and you haven't watched Twitch, feel free to leave a comment guessing which way I picked. Or which way I got told to go. If you commented on the last part, you probably could have got the comment in on time. If you commented promptly. As soon as it was up. But I don't think... well, I was saying, I don't think anyone's going to have done that, but who knows? Stuff happens. Not frequently, but stuff does happen. That proves me wrong sometimes. Step in here because we're getting a little bit cold. And if I can, it probably does make sense not to completely freeze the character. Use... How many whetstones do we have? Just the one? Yeah, okay. We'll use the whetstone to do a little bit of sharpening. At least with my current equipment, we can't do anything with the pry bar. Well, besides harvest it for a piece of metal, which we don't want to do. Form. Not really. We'll come back here in a moment. To pick that stuff up, because basically I want to be empty going out, because we're going to pick stuff up out of the thing, go over, pick up the guts from the bear kill, come back here to swap the guts for cured items, but then we're going to be carrying meat and uncured items, so we want to be fairly light otherwise. No, we're going to finish sharpening, because that's just going to be what it takes to get us warm, it looks like. I have no idea if we have the number of maple saplings we need to build a travois. A travois arguably would make what I'm about to do much, much easier, but we don't currently have one made. There. So whenever you do a trade at Sutherland, the Sutherland's boat will show up just off the coast. You don't get to see the man, the myth, the legend that is the trader, but you do get to see his boat.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Yeah, maybe you're collecting a little bit too much flour. Also surprisingly heavy. Oh, I'm carrying a bunch of firewood on it. I'm like, why am I so heavy? Because you've got, like, 5 pieces of firewood on you, man. Firewood's not light. You know, I can sprint here. We don't need to conserve these, the calories and the fatigue. We're about to feed our character, and, well, the fatigue... Okay, maybe we do want to conserve the fatigue, but at some point, it's already late in the afternoon, and our character only just woke up, so he's got fatigue to burn, because he's probably going to sleep through the night. Anyway, so that gives us like 5 kilograms of carrying capacity, which is a lot more manageable now that we dropped the fuel off. Oh, what I should do is, I don't want to take all the fishing supplies in case I need to come back here for fish. So, we're going to drop all but 3 of our fishing hooks. Like so. And off we go. No, we're gonna run along the coast. The coast is gonna be a little bit faster. Let's try to decide mentally whether to do, come along the coast to where the bear kill was, or run the island spine. We're basically gonna do the island spine on the way back. So as from a loot standpoint, it's better to go along the coast either way. And yeah, we didn't get around to... We saw a wolf carcass there, but it was too windy. And apparently it's despawned since. Which isn't surprising. But yeah, we got, well, I think basically a kilogram of guts to transport, and like 8 of meat. I'll leave the fat there because we're not really in a rush for cooking oil. And cooking oil is pretty heavy, so it's not worth rendering it to bring it around the island. And I think the best thing to use the cooking oil for right now is cooking oil plus rose hips plus flour equals a fairly good item. But really you want like 1 thing of oil with you, or 1 thing of flour with you, and then you find the rose hips on route. Because they're pretty abundant on the island.
I might have to drop some gear.
Alright, so now we're going to run up the island spine, drop these guts off so they're a little bit less luring every wolf in sight to us. The meat will be a little bit of a struggle, but we're going to take that back to the garage. Toss that in the drying chest. And then if we have any daylight left, we're going to use that to craft. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have any daylight. That would be a possibility. Though I suppose that's one reason to do a lot of sprinting right now. Is because when we run a daylight, we probably want the character to try to sleep through the night. And if we don't burn that fatigue, that's unlikely to happen. Okay, sorry about that. We're all cold. Back to finish what we were working on. Should hopefully go through the rest of the stream without any more interruptions. Okay, so drop a bunch of guts. Oops, I want the meat, not the guts, so if I drop the... Okay, we'll drop them in the meat, it'll work better. We want to take all the meat with us. Take the wolf hide, we want to take the rabbit pelts.
I need to drop something.
And taking the cured stuff with us is fine. That was probably more at where we're going, but... Okay, there we go. I think we're good with that. Oh, the maple sapling is still green. We'll leave the green maple sapling here. And we'll be a little bit heavy going in. Should otherwise be fine. And yeah, we don't need... We'll take a little bit of guts with us, or a little bit of cured guts with us, which I do have. We'll take 2 more. So I think that's what we need for the crafting project. The rest is just transporting stuff back that we'll want eventually. Don't currently need them. And hopefully the dusk will be long enough that we can finish the rabbit hide gloves before we get nighttime. It's a bit steep coming down this side. We're so heavy overweight that I'm not going to sprint unless it's to avoid a wolf specifically. I think I can roughly see what I'm walking towards from here through the fog, so the fog's not too bad. Actually, I suppose with our level of fatigue, it would probably actually make some sense to do a little bit of sprinting here.
Fingers feel numb.
Does make a big difference, but it gets us a little bit closer, a little bit faster. Saves a little bit more daylight, that sort of stuff. Oh, I didn't see when we picked it up, but I wonder if the pickles provide vitamin B. It's something you could easily look up on the wiki. I'm playing the game and not looking up on the wiki. And we'll probably be able to check where the episode ends, because that's what I'm going to go back to after we finish crafting. So we'll go pick up, well, we'll go see if they provide vitamin Z. If they do, we'll take them with us. If they don't, I'll probably just take the carrying capacity of flour with us. The food stockpile for later. I hear something on the other side of this berm, so I'm going to take the turn wide in case it's a wolf and not a deer. It sounds like a deer. It's a deer. Well, back before the wildlife refresh, it would be a little bit more common that there'd be wolves here, in my experience, but that's one nice thing about the wildlife refresh. It definitely makes it so it's less predators all day long, every day. Which is a little bit refreshing this late into a run. Okay, first step. Guts in the meat curing, or meat in the meat curing box. And then workbench for crafting. Rabbit skin hat. Let's see if we can do the full 3.5 hours before it gets too dark. No. What a shame. Unless we get lucky and it's an aurora this night, we will not finish the crafting. Poor character is fully non-fatigued anymore. Yep. Now, what do I want to do while waiting for the rest of the time to pass? Well, that's not a complete waste of time. Let's repair all our birch bark. Oh, we have a fishing tackle we can assemble. We'll do that too. So basically right now we can only assemble things that we assemble by hand, or we do disassemblies in some cases. Okay, let's... We're gonna pass a little bit of time. It's not really the optimal way to advance game time, but it's a way to pass game time. I suppose also, calendar-wise, how deep are we in? 191 days. Sounds like a blizzard, but blizzard's not going to get in our way. As we finish up our... Did I screw up? I screwed up. I made a rabbit skin hat. Okay. We got the time. We'll just finish both. I'm going to take a little bit of condition damage from dehydration, but that's fine. Do you have any meat around here we can quickly feed the character?
I could eat anything right now.
Yes, we have some ruined meat. That'll give us enough calories, I think, to finish the crafting projects. Underway crafting projects. So we now have what I think is functionally going to be the best in slot for almost forever for the gloves, which is new rabbit skin mitts. Aviator cap is still better than rabbit skin cap, which is why I wasn't originally planning on building a rabbit skin cap, but we did. It got made. It's not the end of the world. This is like the second best in slot, so in an emergency, that's a good backup. Should drop. Still got any in my inventory, and I don't. We dropped the rabbit skin. Don't think any of the bear repairs. No. So we can drop the cured bear hide. And I don't think the wolf needs any repairs. No. So we can drop those. Pile. Don't think. Yeah, the new deerskin pants doesn't, so we can drop the deer hides. Think the Travois requires 4 cured maple saplings. So we had plenty of those. It's the maple saplings for sure on. Okay. We got 1 curing. Where did I put the ones? Oh, that's a project we can take. Okay, we got 3 cured maple saplings here. We can take our 5th arrow. So if we can drag 1 more cured maple sapling here, we would be able to finish Travois. What was it for the Travois? Was 1 cured deer hide, 2 guts, and 4 maple. Okay. So it's just the last maple sapling we're missing, which isn't hard to source. It's not hard to source at all. It's getting them all in the same place is the hardest part of that. Okay, let's go. No, we don't need that. Let's go back down, fill the character up with calories, and grab what we're gonna travel with. Basically grab our travel rations and stuff. Oh, that's a bear. Oh, well, it's not too weird. That's probably the bear from behind the garage, not the one from in front of the garage. Fly over? Or about sound like crows. Yeah, fly over. Yeah, out to the island, we'll feed ourselves vitamin C rich fish. We'll check up on seeing if the pickles have vitamin C. Just like a check to see if there's any maple saplings in the house. We know there's the one that's curing, but I don't know if I've left any others there. Don't think I did. But yeah, the pickles provide vitamin C, or even if they don't, and there's no maple sapling in that, well, no cured maple sapling in that house, then we'll begin the trip back out towards our next exploration targets, next mapping targets. We won't start going, we won't actually get to either of them. What I'll do is get back out to Mystery Lake, and then we'll make a decision which way we're going, beginning of next episode. It's a ore that we sort of have bad pixels of over there on the ice. Not really worth investigating. Yeah, eating all those fish recently should have given us enough vitamin C. We're not panicking to find any vitamin C for quite a while. Found ourselves a ruined fish, which is not a bad source of the lantern oil. And vitamin C once it gets cooked as well. But so that's why we're moving it off of the beach, so that it doesn't despawn. Not going to take the time to cook it right now, of course. We got places to be and things to do. At some point we'll have to come back down here to do big fishing process to generate lantern oil, but because on the most recent fishing trip we weren't actually cooking much. Cooked a little bit. So we weren't generating very much vitamin C with all the fishing. It's the main reason you usually fish, actually, but scrap wood, not really worth going out deep for. That's something. It's a fish. It's a ruined fish. We'll just take it over to the dock. We'll find it later like we did earlier in the stream where we found one fish. Granted, I think that one is from a fishing trip. We had one spare fish after a load on the raid, so we just left it there. Okay. Pickles. Moderate source of vitamin C, so yes, we do want to take the pickles with us.
Too much stuff to carry.
We'll pick all of this up, and then I'll downsize to appropriate carrying capacity by leaving flour behind. Because we probably want to bring a little flour with us, but well, as you can see, I am now full of all the items to the point I am unable to move, so that is obviously too much. That weighs more than I was expecting. Oh, we can leave that. Well, we'll get off the pile. We'll leave that behind so we can find that later. Did I leave... Well, I've still got some crafting products on me, okay. Yeah, that was heavier than I was expecting. Suppose the pickles aren't light by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, I can probably work with that much weight. It's not too bad. What's my torches looking like? 2 perfects, 10 50s. Leave some torches behind and take some other stuff instead. As frustrating as it can be. Ooh, those crampons need repairs. But I don't think I took out the... Oh, we'll take one of the sets of tools with us. I know where some scrap metal is. Not anywhere near where we are, but I know where some is. So we can take the tools with the scrap metal instead of scrap metal the tools, because I've always been forgetting. I suppose if that is the case, we should take these off so these don't get broken. We'll be a little bit more likely to sprain our ankles doing it with them off, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So that's a curing one. It's not cured yet. And yeah, we don't have anything else curing here. So we go. think we have some coal I can pick up at the garage. We'll probably trade, basically, we're not going to get to it, probably not going to get to it right in this part, but if I remember, next part, on our way out to the exploration site, we'll run by the trapper's cabin and swap some of the pickles for the porridge. Because the porridge is working pretty well from its warming up bonus perspective. I think the pickles will be better for calories and vitamin C, but if we just want a warming up bonus and want to cook something, then the porridge works really well for that. So I could take a quick look to see if scrap metal in the garage. I don't think we do. There's definitely stuff we could scavenge scrap metal, but I'm not sure if we have the hacksaw in the garage either. That sounds like a deer? Yeah. Don't know why that trunk wasn't searched, but it wasn't. Don't want to scrap the pry bar for metal. Could if I needed to, but I don't want to. 18% cured. Simple tools with us. Yeah, no scrap metal in that one. Scrap metal in there. So yeah, I don't think we got any scrap metal here. Which doesn't necessarily surprise me, because this is probably where we've been turning our scrap metal into hooks. Oh wait, before I go, let's... I was thinking potentially repairing the bedroll. So to repair you, we do... In fact, it's 2 scrap metal, so it's quite a bit of scrap metal. Bedroll is probably not going to be a trivial thing to repair. 45 minutes is not bad, but we do want to grab another 5 ptarmigan down, because we actually probably want to do 2 repairs on the bedroll. We'll leave that meat there. We don't need to eat that quickly. And we'll start the trip back to our exploration places, which is either we're going to do 4 Muskeg Broken Railroad, or we're going to go up to Hush River Valley. But obviously both of those routes go via the trappers, right? So we'll basically go after trappers and either go through the cave up through Mountain Town into Hush River Valley, or we'll go via trappers into Vorlon and Muskeg. take a detour. Don't want to run into a bear again. I still remember the bear run-in from the beginning of the stream. Which if you're on YouTube would have been 3 parts ago? But yeah, I'm going to work most of the way through Coastal Highway here, and then I'm probably going to call it for the day. In fact, I'm probably at the point where I should just dock into a building and call it for the day, because we're coming up in 40 minutes for the 4th part of the stream. But I think I have a destination in mind, so unless something comes up otherwise which causes us to duck really prematurely into a building, we're going to push through when the weather's good. Yeah, walking around the road is pretty quick when you've not, or well, we're a little overweight, but we're not too overweight. The bits without snow are doubly fast, which is nice. We didn't take the hacksaw with me. We could go in there and like saw up, go into the mine and saw up some shelving or whatever to get some scrap metal if I was really desperate to fix the crampons. But I'm not. I know I want to fix them, and to be fair, I've probably been abusing them as armor. This is why they're so worn out. They don't wear out from normal use, they wear out from damage from like wolves and stuff, so. Okay, we're coming off the highway, but still got a decent amount to go. We're gonna duck into the trailer cabins at the loading area, and that's where we'll put the end of this part in. So I was supposed to fill the quiet. I can talk about current channel plans. So this is obviously the last part of this stream. There'll be more Long Dark streams in the future. Currently playing 4 different games, one every night in a 4-day cycle. Obviously tonight was the Long Dark night. I believe tomorrow is Terra Invicta. The day after that will be Shadow Empire, followed by Factorio. Then again, after that will then be the Long Dark. So that's basically the 4-day cycle for the moment. If you're watching this on YouTube, I believe I have enough recorded that the next Long Dark stream should have actually been yesterday for you if you're watching it the day this goes live. Which should mean that that night should be Terra Invicta, if you're interested in that. I think Entire Nick actually might actually get more views on YouTube than, well, more views recent to when it gets posted than this does. But not by much. I think the most popular thing I've got that I'm playing at the moment is Shadow Empire. But yeah, those are the 4 games that I'm currently playing. If you have any recommendations for what you'd like to see streamed or recorded for YouTube, feel free to leave us a comment in Twitch chat if you're actively watching, or on YouTube in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. Currently my recording, the way I'm doing the recording is I live stream the recording, trying to do 4 to 5 parts a night, and then I upload 1 part per day to YouTube. So YouTube gets the native recording, which should be basically 30 FPS at 1080p. Might be 60 FPS, it depends on the game, at 1080p. Whereas Twitch gets whatever uploads live from the terrible local internet to Twitch, which is not going to consistently be 1080p or 60 FPS, as that's going to be heavily dependent upon whether the internet will even support that at the given time. But I do have it set up, I think, on Twitch to avoid dropping frames. So what's most likely to happen on Twitch is you just get a quality loss. It doesn't upload the full 1080p, it uploads a reduced quality to get through on the internet. And anything that's uploaded to Twitch, I think only stays up on Twitch for 7 days. So if you're not actively watching on Twitch, you could, if you're watching it later on YouTube, go up and catch any of the previous VODs as long as they're 7 days old. And because I'm running on like a 4-day cycle, and trying to upload them, they basically going to be saved for posterity on YouTube. So if you want to go back to any of the older parts that are more than 7 days old, obviously they should be on YouTube. Yeah, I don't think there's any parts that have been missed per se. I think they have all been uploaded to YouTube on the channel. They might not all necessarily be sensically named. I'm kind of ad-libbing some of the names as I'm putting them up. So, and I've been manually updating the part numbers. So if there's a couple that have like duplicate part numbers, that's probably what's happened. Is I've screwed up in incrementing the part number.
Can't feel my feet.
And that's what I'm doing for all 4 games. So the Long Dark is technically, I think, the longest running series on the channel. As my current goal with the game is to basically do a Faithful Cartographer run on Interloper difficulty. And we're getting pretty close to like base normal difficulty Faithful Cartographer. At which point we'll probably do either Tales of the Tales of the Far Territory, or we'll go out to Blackrock Prison, because I haven't really learned the map to Blackrock Prison, but if we've got the whole map mapped, then there isn't really a good reason to not go out there. And I've been chatting, and we've got to the destination where I'm probably going to go ahead and end the stream. Might give it a 1-hour rest here just to effectively put a save in, but I hope you have been enjoying, whether you're watching this on YouTube or on Twitch. This is where I'm going to go ahead and put the part break in. And we'll pick up from here in the next part or the next stream. So until the next part and the next stream, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. With that, bye for now.